Mariama. That is Mary, the pregnant virgin. Explaining the Scriptures. Does the Scriptures truly teach that Mary was a virgin? A pregnant virgin? If you pay attention to this video, I will attempt to show you, without a doubt, that yes, she was a virgin. Yes, a pregnant virgin. 1. I'm going to ask that we take a closer look into whom Joseph is in the bloodline from David. 2. Understand what the Scriptures say about Joseph. 3. Understand where Mary is in the bloodline of David. Notice that I stated where. 4. We will see that a certain person is overlooked because of incorrect translation. 5. Understand who this certain person is. 6. Understand where Yahushua, incorrectly stated Jesus, is in the bloodline of David. Notice again that I stated where. 7. And finally, see what prophecy says. If needed, please pause this video, so that you may have your scriptures in hand. Part 1. 1. What is Joseph's bloodline, the husband of Mary? You cannot see Joseph's bloodline in Matthew chapter 1, no, not in 1:16. But we will get back to that. Joseph's bloodline is only seen in Luke 3:23 through 38. In verse 3:23 we can see the father of Joseph, which is Heli. In Luke 3:24 we see Joseph's grandfather Mathat, and great-grandfather Levi, and on and on. 2. Now counting from David to Joseph, Joseph is the 42nd generation. 3. David had a son named Nathan seen in Luke 3:31. Joseph, Mary's husband, is a descendant of Nathan. Mary is a descendant from one of David's other son named King Solomon, you know the one, Matthew 1:6 through 7. We will get back to that. 4. Now notice Luke 3:23. It tells us that Yahushua was reckoned by law to be the son of Joseph, or being supposed or thought of as the son of Joseph. Luke 3:23 is telling us Joseph is not the biological father of the Messiah. Do you see it? Joseph is taking on the role as the Messiah's father here on earth. Luke 3:23 And when Yahushua himself began, he was about 30 years of age, being, as reckoned by law, son of Joseph, of Heli. Again, Luke 3:23 And Jesus himself was beginning to be about 30 years of age, being as was supposed son of Joseph, son of Heli. 5. Therefore, according to Luke 3:23 Joseph is not the biological father of the Messiah. 6. From David to Nathan jumping to Heli to Joseph, according to Luke chapter 3 the Messiah and Mary did not descend from Nathan but instead Joseph did. This is of the Scriptures. 7. In Matthew 1:19 Joseph was called a righteous man. Why would he be called righteous if he had sex with Mary before Mary became his wife? Also, this righteous man wanted to hide someone he thought of as unrighteous being found pregnant by him, Joseph, although she would be equal to him in unrighteousness. Why hide someone that would be your wife, carrying your child? Just something to consider. 8. Now read Matthew 1:20 how Joseph is told, do not be afraid to take Mary as your wife. Why would he need to be told this if he is the biological father? 9. In the very next statement, Joseph is told, for that which is in her was brought forth from the set-apart Spirit. 10. Do you believe Matthew 1:20 or is this the one verse we should choose not to believe? I trust this verse. 11. I ask you, who is Adam's biological father? Answer, no one. Don't we know for certain Adam has a spiritual father Elohim? Read Luke 3:38 From Elohim to Adam, to Seth, to Enos. Adam's father is the same father as the Messiah. 12 Another point, Matthew 3:9, For I say to you that Elohim is able to raise up children to Abraham from these stones. With this statement being true, he can certainly cause a virgin to become pregnant. Jeremiah 32:17 Master Yahweh. See, you have made the heavens and the earth by your great power and outstretched arm. There is no matter too hard for you. Jeremiah 32:27 See, I am Yahweh, the Elohim of all flesh. Is there any matter too hard for me? Matthew 19:26 And looking intently Yahushua said to them, With men this is impossible, but with Elohim all is possible. Luke 1:37 Because with Elohim No matter shall be impossible. Luke 18:27 And he said, What is impossible with men is possible with Elohim. Part 2. 1. Now we focus on Mary. It is very important to know what Mary bloodline is and where she stands in generational count from David. 2. Mary bloodline is from David, to King Solomon, jumping up to. Wait for it, wait for it. Jumping up to her grandfather Jacob, to her father Joseph in Matthew 1:16. Yes, this other Joseph is her father. 3. Although you see the word husband, there is no true word in Hebrew for husband. The word used in Matthew 1:16 is pronounced Ba'alah. This word has been translated over 100 places as man, around 50 as husband and other locations as sir. However, in some locations it is translated as owner and master. The word some understand as husband in Hebrew is the word pronounced ish but more so Elisha. This word has been translated as man over 1,000 times, men over 200 times, one over 100 times and husband over 50 times. 4. The word ish is not found in Matthew 1:16. The word Ba'alah, is found in Matthew 1:16. 5. The word Elisha or Esh is found in Matthew 1:19 for husband. So again, in the Hebrew text we see Matthew 1:16 Ba'alah, and in Matthew 1:19 we see Elisha. 6. The point is, in Matthew 1:16 there is a bad translation using the word husband. This translation should probably or perhaps be translated as sir and not husband. 7. This Joseph in Matthew 1:16 is Mary's father. Yes, her father. This is the person that is overlooked because of incorrect translation. 8. Now I will show this to be true with another example. Please read Matthew 1:17 slowly. Notice where it states, from the exile to Babel until the Messiah were 14 generations. Do you see it does not say to Joseph or to Mary, but instead it states, until the Messiah? The Messiah is counted as one of the generations. Matthew 1:17. So all the generations from Abraham to David were 14 generations, and from David until the exile to Babel were 14 generations, and from the exile to Babel until the Messiah were 14 generations. 9. Starting the count at Matthew 1:12 after the exile, until Matthew 1:16, you will see the father of Mary, which is Joseph at number 12, Mary is number 13, and the Messiah comes in at number 14 in the generational count. 10. Let us do the counting for ourselves, starting at Matthew 1:12. 1 Shealtiel. 2 Zerubbabel. 3 Abiad. 4 Eliakim. 5 Azor. 6 Sadok. 7 Ahim. 8 Eliud. 9 Eleazar. 10 Mathan. 11 Jacob. 12 Joseph. 13 Mary. And 14 Messiah. 11. From the seed of David, to Solomon, through the generations, to Mary's father, Joseph, to Mary the mother of Messiah, to Messiah. This is from the seed of David, Romans 1:3. 12. This is what Romans 1:3 is speaking of, the Messiah coming of the seed of David according to the flesh. The flesh, the seed, the generations are through David, through Solomon, through the generations of men that are named, through Joseph, the father of Mary, through Mary and into the Messiah. Part 3. Need to see more? What about prophecy? 1. Why would a woman becoming pregnant by a man be a sign if it is just the same as everyone else? We must ask ourselves this. Isaiah 7:14. Therefore Yahweh himself gives you a sign, look, the virgin conceives and gives birth to a son, and shall call his name, that is to say, his authority, Emmanuel. Emmanuel is defined as mightiness with us, or mighty one with us, but more so, with us mightiness. 2. Matthew 1:22. And all this came to be in order to fill what was spoken by Yahweh through the prophet, saying. Matthew 1:23. See, a virgin shall conceive, and she shall give birth to a son, and they shall call his name Emmanuel, which translated, means, with us mightiness. If you're able to understand these verses, it will help to enlighten us even more. Matthew 22:44. Yahweh said to my master, sit at my right hand, until I make your enemies a footstool of your feet. Matthew 22:45. If then David calls him Master, how is he his son? Psalms 110:1. Luke 1:37. Because with Elohim no matter shall be impossible. Praise Yah. For Mary was certainly a virgin. Please add comments regarding the subject of this explanation. Also, please subscribe to this channel to be notified of many other explanations explaining the scriptures. Thank you for your time. Shalom always.